After yesterday's beat, we got some things to talk about and the season going forward. What is up, Finn fans? Yesterday was bad. I didn't think it would be bad. I didn't think it would be good. And I did think it kind of would have been bad because Tampa's a good team all around. There's a reason they're Super Bowl champions. They got Tom Brady at quarterback, Mike Evans, Godwin. They got defense. They got a good running back and Fournette. They're a good team. They're a good team. And I will say that what hurt was that they were there, right? They were there. At one point they were up 10-7. Back and forth, but it was the defense that killed us yesterday, whereas the Colts game, it was the offense that killed us. The Raiders game, it was the offense that killed us. Hell, even the Bills game, if you go back and watch the Bills game, they scored 2 touchdowns on their first 2 drives, and then for a whole quarter and a half, the Dolphin defense shut them down. It was the offense. It was in the red zone. We could have been tied at halftime in that Bills game. The offense and the drops killed us. So if you could tell by the title, I'm asking, what can Miami Dolphins do to turn the season around? And there's some things that we're going to talk about. But before we jump into that, I do have to shout out a few people. First and foremost, Brandon, getting himself some DDW merch. I appreciate you so much. But if you want to grab yourself some, it is linked below. Never feel like you need to. But if you want to grab some, it is linked below. Also, if you want to grab some fantastic merch, patchvibes.com. My t-shirt, this one, will be here hopefully tomorrow. I'm going to wear it for Tua's, return against the Jags in London. 9:30 in the morning. I'm going to be tired, but I'm live streaming it. Hopefully you can turn it around. Get yourself some great Dolphin and other types of merch. Patchvibes.com. Use the promo code DW2. You get yourself 20% off. And Backroom Collections. Backroomcollections.net is where you can get some fantastic canvas artwork. Popping up the images now. You go over there, use the promo code DW, you get yourself 10% off. They have autographs, they have visors for helmets, they have all this cool stuff. Go over, grab yourself some, use the promo code, you get yourself 10% off. So let's jump into this. And essentially, I'm gonna start it off with the head coach, right? A lot of people already want to fire Flores after losing 4 games, which it's going to come with the territory of losing 4 games. If you're a head coach in the NFL, it's kind of like once you hit that threshold of crap, I lost 4 games in a row, then you're like, oh, they're going to start asking me for me to be fired, the fans. Comes with the territory. That being said, you got to look at his full body of work. Look at him taking a horrible practice squad, winning 5 games in 2019, what he did last year in the first year of a rebuild. Again, I will say this, 2019 wasn't year 1 of the rebuild because they didn't rebuild anything. They didn't add anything. Last year was the first year of a rebuild, going 10-6. Set that high expectation for yourself. Kind of is biting you in the butt right now. But he did really well. Everyone was praising him last year. Now all of a sudden 4 losses. Everyone wants to get him out of here. For me, this is where we see who Brian Flores is. You get to see what a head coach is. You get to see how good a head coach is when they face adversity. How do they respond to the adversity? What do they do in the face of this adversity? That's essentially the same thing as respond, Doug. Duh. But this is it. You're 1-4. You're taking a Jacksonville Jaguar team on that the head coach doesn't care. You're taking on a Falcons team that isn't good. Then you got Buffalo. Then you got a Houston Texans team that has no quarterback. You should win the next 3 or 4 games. Easy should win the next 3 or 4 games. Do what you need to do. That being said, what needs to be done, right? And there's a lot of things that I was asking that why, and this is where as a head coach, you need to look in the mirror and assess why did it take so long, right? Why did it take so long for them to take Austin Jackson, move him to guard? It wasn't like he was bad just 1 game last week and then they were like, oh, we're going to move him to guard. And all of a sudden against Tampa, he's doing better at guard. Why did it take 4 weeks for you to move him to guard? 4 weeks of a turnstile at left tackle to move him to guard. Why did it take so long? And if you look at it, Liam Eichenberg had a 76 PFF rating. When it comes to the offensive line, Liam Eichenberg 76, Austin Jackson 65.5, Mann 66.6, Hunt 61.1, and Jesse Davis 68.5. Liam Eichenberg had the best PFF grade of the offensive line at left tackle. Why did it take you so long to make that decision to move him? Why is it taking you so long on the Jesse Davis situation? I understand he's a vet, but I think you should take Robert Hunt and put him back at right tackle, or go out there and get a right tackle, whether in trade or what. Get yourself a right tackle because you have Tua coming back. You're not going to take Liam Eichenberg, put him at right tackle, and then all of a sudden switch everything up again. You address the left side. It seems to be working. You need to now address the right side. Also, put Ritter in at center. He's had a full, week and a half to learn this offense. Put him at center. He's the best center we have right now. And I think that will give the offensive line enough of a boost that the offense can do well. And us as fans that aren't on the get rid of Tua or praising Tua, aspect of the fan base can get a real assessment of what Tua can do. That's what needs to be done. The other question I ask, why do they keep taking Gesicki out? Now, I understand on running downs you don't want to keep Gesicki in because he's a little bit of, a hindrance, or he's that weak chain in the run blocking. Even when you want to have extra pass blockers stay in to help the offensive line, Gesicki should be out there 3 of the 4 downs. 3 of the 4 downs. He should be out there. He is versatile. It takes the defense and it has to focus on him. Once you take him out, they can focus on Waddle. Take away Waddle, and then they have nothing else. And that's what they were doing yesterday. Gesicki went to the sideline. All right, we're going to focus on taking on Waddle because Devontae Parker's not healthy. He's not out there. They don't have Will Fuller out there. He's not doing anything. We're going to focus on that. You need to have both those guys out there. So they need to stop taking Gesicki out. I don't understand why they keep taking Gesicki out, but they need to stop doing it. The other question I have is, why do they keep taking out Jalen Phillips? Now, giving him rest and putting in Andrew Van Ginkel, I understand that. But putting Scarlett in, I don't understand that. I really don't understand that at all. That makes no sense to me. Keep him in there. He's getting consistent pressure. He's consistently moving the tackles that are in front of him back. He's very good at running these stunts and getting after the quarterback. Stop dropping him back into coverage and just have him go after the quarterback. That should be his job. Jason Taylor, Cameron Wake style job. Just get after the quarterback. They need to continue to do that. And also, the linebacker core, right? I talked about this yesterday in my post-game video. If you go back and watch my preview of the season, and if you go back and watch some of my concerns, I think I even made a list of areas of concern on this team. It was offensive line was number 1, obviously. But I said pass rush, I said linebacker core, I said wide receivers. And all 3 of those, right now, as we sit at 1 and 4, are concerns. We're not getting consistent pressure on the quarterback. You have Tom Brady flat-footed with 3-4 seconds to throw the ball. It doesn't matter if you have Deion Sanders back there. It doesn't matter if you have Revis. It doesn't matter who you have. They're going to eventually get open. The linebackers, I'm afraid to do the film breakdown when I get it tomorrow because I saw Landon Roberts at one point. There was the offensive line, right? Say I'm a Landon Roberts, and I saw Christian Wilkins go to my left. No, sorry, my right. And he's getting double blocked, and there's a lane to my left. He ran into the back of Christian Wilkins, and then the running back went to the lane on the running back's right. You'll see. The linebacker play is not there. And then the wide receivers are just not healthy. If they're all healthy, we have fantastic wide receiver depth, but they're not. And I talked about that. I got some flack for talking about that the wide receivers aren't that good. It's not that they're not good. They can't stay healthy. That being said, when Jalen Smith became available, when Dallas cut him, why didn't Miami try to get him? Why does Miami sit back and think that their linebacker core is good enough? Now, getting rid of Benardrick McKinney doesn't really answer much at the linebacker core because all he'll do is stop the run, but there was a lot of passes to the tight end and stuff that were blown because of it. There's a lot of motion that Jerome Baker couldn't stick on. Why didn't they go after Jalen Smith? Why not go and make that move? So there's a lot of questions that need to be answered. Also, a lot of moves that can be made to still save the season. Like I said, I talked about the offensive line. Fix the right side. You kind of got a little bit of a Band-Aid on the left side. You put Ritter in at center. That helps that. Figure out what you're doing at right tackle because that's now Tua Tagovailoa's blind side. Fix that. And then stop taking Gesicki out. Stop taking Phillips out. figure out what you're doing on your defensive scheme, because I haven't seen I think they call it the amoeba or the roaming defense where everyone's standing up. I haven't seen a lot of the defensive schemes from last year. I don't know where that went. Bring that back. Stop playing zone. Stop. Because when you play zone, you leave the receivers to find the little empty spots to get open, especially on third down. First and second down, fine. Play a little zone. Play maybe a mixture of man and zone. But on third and long, stop playing zone. Because you're leaving people open. And if I see any more of these third and long conversions, I'm going to lose my mind. That being said, though, yesterday's game was on the defense. But I would say the first 4 games of the season aren't really on the defense. That was on the offense and the quarterback missing touchdowns and us not getting calls and all of these different drops. Bills games, it was the drops. And then all of a sudden going into halftime down 14-0, it was like the defense was just like, what do you want us to do at this point? The Raiders game, it was just Brissett not seeing open guys and then us not getting the call in the end zone. And the Colts game, it was, again, Brissett not seeing open guys throwing potential touchdowns, and the defense like, listen, we held the Colts for as long as we can, and there's only so much we can do, which sucks. Because you think as a football player, you're like, it doesn't matter. Keep fighting. Keep doing your thing. But it gets really demoralizing when you're constantly out there and you're standing on the sideline and you're like, there's a guy for a touchdown. You can make our life easier. And Jacoby Brissett's like, I'm going to check into the ground. But that being said, Tua does come back. We'll talk more about Tua. I got the preview on Friday. I'm recording with Big O in about 2 hours. And then that will be out tomorrow. We got the film breakdown. So if Miami loses to the Jaguars, I swear that something's going to change. Something's going to happen, but something already needs to change. And like I said, some of the moves that I was talking about, stop taking Gesicki out, stop taking Phillips out, fix up that right side of the line, and I think you're good. This needs to happen. But I wanted to come on here and talk about this, talk about they can turn the season around. Very easily turn the season around. They have the talent on the team. They just have to put them in the right situations. That being said, comment below, because I'm about to get to comment of the day. Just comment below. Let me know. What do you think the Dolphins are going to do to turn the season around? I don't care what your ideas are. I want to hear them because I think they could turn the season around. So you let me know what you think they could do to turn the season around. That being said, comment of the day. This is going to be the last time I really talk about this guy. No, it's not Deshaun Watson. Because it's going to be this dark cloud looming over just the Dolphins for some reason. But it's going to be this dark cloud looming over the Dolphins' heads. And that is Justin Herbert. Kid's fantastic. His first 2 years, I was thinking, and I said this, they've great rookie year. Let's see what he does his sophomore year before we crown him. So far, his sophomore year, he's doing better than he did his rookie year. Good on you, Justin Herbert. But the dark cloud above our head is we should have took Herbert instead of Tua. Of course, and there is the section of the fan base, even a small section of the media, that even was like Justin Herbert's the better prospect than Tua. But majority of the fan base and majority of the media and majority of scouts and everything had Tua as the better prospect, had Burrow as the better prospect. Wrong. As of right now, wrong. You can admit that. As of right now, it's wrong. But that being said, it's always the Dolphins that are, you missed out on Herbert. Look at the Dolphin fans crying in the corner. This and that. Blah, blah, blah. Yada, yada. But no one wants to talk about, well, the Bengals took Burrow. The Lions took that corner. I can't remember his name for the life of me. Washington took Chase Young. Giants took Andrews. Why didn't they? It's always the Dolphins. It's because we're always missing out on that quarterback for the past 20 years. When I've said this, and I've gotten a lot of flack for it, and for some reason Tua's name gets brought up when I'm not talking about Tua. I'm just talking about Justin Herbert and the Miami Dolphins organization. I honestly think that if the Dolphins took Justin Herbert, he would still be as good as he is because that's just the type of player he is. But I don't know if the team would change much. Because what is wrong with the team right now necessarily isn't on the quarterback as much. Again, 2 losses against the Raiders and the Colts, I put that on the quarterback. But the team as a whole, the problem with the team to me, I don't think it's just on the quarterback. I think it's on putting personnel in the right positions to be successful and making the right decisions. I think that is my problem. So I've talked about this in a video, and I talked about this on Twitter, that if Justin Herbert comes here, I think he still is successful, potentially winning Offensive Rookie of the Year and putting up great numbers. But I think as a team, I don't know how well he would do, right? You look at him in San Diego. He's got a fantastic offensive line in front of him. He's got Keenan Allen. He's got Williams. He's got all this great stuff around him to elevate his already really good play. If he was here in Miami, he'd have a garbage offensive line in front of him that the Dolphins, for some reason, would think that it'll eventually get better. He'd have wide receivers that are consistently injured, so he'd have to deal with playing with backup of backups. He'd have a running game that was non-existent because the Dolphins love to abandon the run. And he'd have a defense that when you needed to play, when you needed to make the stops, especially this year, they just disappear. Last year, they were good. This year, I don't know what's going on with them. So that's why when I said if we took him, it wouldn't really matter because he would still be up here and the rest of he would have to consistently try to bring the team with him. And you saw it with Deshaun Watson. You saw it with other teams and their quarterbacks. They could do it for so long. So he would be successful, but I don't know if the team would be successful. And that has a lot to do. And again, that's not me saying Burrow sucks, and that's not me saying he would be as bad as Tua, because I'm not even saying Tua is bad. I'm not comparing them. I'm saying the Miami Dolphins organization, as of this point, something needs to change because their evaluation of where to play players, who to take, and what to do is flawed, and it needs to be fixed. Because it gets to the point of me being a Dolphin fan for 26 years that I'm tired of going around in this circle. Fix it. Just wanted to clear that up. But comment below. Let me know what you think about what I said about that. But other than that, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. About to record with the Big O Show in about 2 hours. Love you. Hope you enjoyed this quick little video. It's not quick. It's about 18 minutes. But I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Like usual, stay classy. Fins up.